What's going on, YouTube fam, and welcome back to another video. And you've seen the title, so let's get into today's subject, which is Mexico really deporting immigrants? Being whether they're legal, illegal, are they clamping down, are they trying to push foreigners out of here? Now, this is something that has been talked about for the past couple of years, and there's been a lot of misinformation spread on YouTube by some YouTubers. I'm not going to name any specifics, but I'm here to clear up the story because I've been living here in Mexico for years, and I'm your inside guy that knows what's happening around these parts. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and if that's something that you have seen that made you a little bit worried or thinking that, if you're one day past your visa or something, you're going to get caught up and deported, I'm here to clear all of those things for you, all right? Now, there was some deportations going on, but I'm going to break down exactly what's happening and why people overhype this, all right? So without further ado, let's get into the first part. So I imagine some of you out there in the world already know, if you live in Mexico, if you were following YouTubers from Mexico and following everything that was going on, there was some series of deportations, and this was happening like around 2020 to 2021. Now, they're tightening up immigration because there's been a lot of illegal immigration from Central America and other people from other countries, not just there, but from other countries that come to Mexico, stay illegally here, and then try to get illegally into the United States. So they're trying to crack down on that. So that was a lot of what you were hearing. Now, some of the things that they were saying were things like, oh, well, there's immigration waiting for people. If you look like a foreigner, they're going to stop and ask you for your papers. There's immigration at the bus stops, or the bus terminals, rather, at the airports, and they're cracking down, deporting all these people. Let's be real here. I've never seen immigration once at any airport. Just once. I take that back. I'll tell you. I believe this was early 2021. I was flying to Mexico City, and I had flown domestically to Mexico City before, to Guadalajara before, and they just ask you for your ticket. I show my passport, get on the plane, good to go. So I noticed after the ticket agent checked my ticket and make sure everything was legit, give me my boarding pass, I went on board the plane, and there was a dude in this jacket, and he was a part of immigration. He asked me, he was like, "Can I see your passport?" I was like, yeah, cool. Give him the passport. And then he's like, "Oh, well, where's your FMM, which is the migration card that they give you once you enter, which you should keep or else you pay a fine. So remember that." And I was like, "Well, I don't carry it with me because I don't want to lose it. It's at my home here in Merida. Like, I live here. I'm here legally. Everything's cool." And this is before I got my residence, rather. So he's like, "Oh, well, you're supposed to have it with you no matter where you go around the country." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I did not know that. I honestly did not know that. You can check in the computer and you can see if I'm illegal or not, if you want to. I have nothing to hide." So he was kind of like, "Ugh," and then just let me get on the plane anyway. But other than that, I've been in the bus many times. I never had the cops ask me for papers, never had anywhere, "Are you legal?" or anything like that, not once. And I've been all around Mexico, all right? And been on buses traveling, around. If they do like a check mark, that's because it's like, they're looking for like criminals or if you got anything illegal and stuff like that. But outside of that, they're not asking for any of that. That's like the Mexican military or the state police. They're not asking for your immigration status. So just know that that's not happening like people were saying. It happened to a couple of dummies who overstayed their visa and got into illegal things, like, just foreigners visiting. So then they sent them out of here. But for the most part, there was no crackdown. I mean, I'm a part of an expat group on Facebook, and people were like losing their mind, like, "Oh my God," people asking, "Should I be careful? Should I go to the airport? I stayed over my visa. I don't want to get deported." The most that will happen for you to get deported was you have to commit a crime in Mexico. It's an infraction. Now, of course, you're going to have to pay a deposit, so you better have some money when you want to exit. Not a deposit, sorry, a fine rather. So you better have money when you want to exit because they're going to ask for that. But other than that, you're not going to get arrested unless you do something stupid. So you break the law, yeah, you're going to have a problem. Staying a little bit of time over your visa is not the biggest deal. Now, of course, it's up to the immigration's discretion if they want to give you a hard time or just say, "Hey, just pay the fine and you can return, you're all good." Depends. But for the most part, I don't know anyone who's had any problems personally. I've never had problems personally in and out of the country, around the country, never had a problem. So just know those things are way overhyped. And, when people get deported, when you go to other places, when they do stupid things, don't do stupid things or you won't win stupid prizes, and that's what's been happening a lot here. And so it's gotten overhyped by YouTubers, who, and I'm not saying all, and I'm not gonna say any names, but just trying to get clicks. They're talking about, oh, be careful, posting things in different groups on Facebook, and it was just ridiculous. I'm like, come on, like let's give the people the real information. That's what I'm here to do, to give you all the real information. So there's no mass immigration crackdown in Mexico. Yes, they are getting a little strict, but it's not just for the average foreigners, because they're trying to keep their country under control, which I completely understand. But that's not going to affect you. You know, I don't know anybody who's a foreigner who wasn't in a compromising position and got asked for the papers. I know anybody who went to Starbucks, had a coffee, and the immigration was just randomly passing by asking for papers, or if you're running in a park. Like, it's not like that. So just know that, you know, even if you stay I'm not saying to do this, but even if you stay a few days, a few weeks, or even a couple months over your tourist visa, you're not going to get deported. You're going to pay the fine, and then you leave the country, and then you should be able to return, no problem. All right. So don't let any of those fearmongers, if you've seen any of these people. If not, you could search on YouTube and just to humor yourself to see what they're talking about. But most of them are talking nonsense. And there's other good YouTubers here that talk the real and expose them. They're like, nah, bro, it's not happening. YouTubers who've been in Mexico, who are connected, that know what's up. And I'm one of them, and I know what's up, and y'all don't have to worry about that, okay? So actually migrating to Mexico, immigrating here is becoming very easy, because Mexican government want you to invest in the country, especially if you're like a digital nomad, somebody retired, you make a good income. So, you know, there's no reason for anybody who has a job and some stable income not to just do the process. You know what I mean? So those are my thoughts on that. Don't be scared about that. Even if you forget and you stayed over for a few days, you're going to be fine. You pay a fine, you're good to go. They're not going to be out here like trying to chase you down, ask for your papers. Like, I've walked everywhere in the streets in different cities and states, and I've never been asked for my paperwork, you know? And that's personal experience. So without further ado, that's the conclusion of the video. Just wanted to make this video just to let you know that it's not what you think it is. Don't be paranoid. They're not going on the immigration spree and knocking on random doors or anything like that. So if you have any irregularities within your visa status, just get it taken care of, pay the fine. You're going to be fine. You're not going to be sitting in a jail. Just don't do any crimes, all right? And you won't be worried, and you won't have to get deported. Stay away from the criminality. You'll be good, all right? That's all for today's video. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I hope this video was helpful for you. If you like it, like, subscribe, thumbs up, the whole nine. I got another one coming soon within the next few days, so please stay tuned for that. And that's all, folks. Y'all take care of out there, and I'll catch you on the next video.